Okay.
So what was your view on that final play? Derek White inbounded. It was just a matter of losing him there as he.
No, I mean, Max did the right thing. We're just making that ball go anywhere but Jason Tatum. Ideally, you would think, you hope you do the right things, that thing just bounced a different way. That's the only place it could have bounced to hurt us. I thought we had a lot of things covered on that play, and that sometimes things just don't break your way. I don't think there's any regrets on that. It's just a shame, But look, this is the way this season's been. This is a one hell of a series. At this time right now, I don't know how we're going to get this done, but we're going to go up there and get it done. And that's what the next 48 hours is about. There's been nothing easy about this season for our group, and so we just have to do it the hard way. And that's just the way it's got to be, for our group. And we wish we could tip this thing off right now. Right now, we want to tip this thing off. Let's play another 48 minutes, but we'll wait 48 hours and do this thing in Boston.
So on a night that not a lot of shots were falling for Jimmy, what did he show you and what he was able to do down the stretch to give you guys a shot?
Yeah, just a competitive will. A lot of things weren't going for us offensively. You do have to credit Boston. They jammed us up, and it looked like at one point, and we were in the 80s, but this group has a competitive will and a competitive want to win that is up there with any team I've ever coached. And we were down 10, and our guys just feel perfectly normal in that kind of scenario. Made a bunch of plays. We got some timely defensive stops, and Jimmy drew a couple fouls, and then that one right there, you just think, the basketball gods, things are going to go in your favor, but it doesn't always work out your way. So then you got to do it the hard way. And it's a 7-game series. There's nothing better than Game 7s.
So to follow up on what you just touched on, you have praised this team's competitive will repeatedly throughout the postseason. How do you get them over the emotional hurdle of losing in literally the last second of the game?
I mean, I feel like we've had more practice with that than anybody. We've had more buzzer beaters against us this year. I mean, it's just been crazy. That's why when we say, for the national media that hasn't been following us, and we didn't expect you to follow us, when we say we did it the hard way, there are some bone-crushing losses where we did the right things, and then last-second shots, for the wins against us, and the competitive spirit of this group was we're never to be denied. Even after games like that, we'd always come back the next game and find a way to get a win. And that's what we have to do right now. At 11:35 right now, I have no idea how we're going to get this done. I'm shocked by that play as anyone. I just know in the next 48 hours, we're going to figure this out. And there's nothing better than Game 7s. And this is an incredible, privilege to be playing on this stage in a Game 7 for all the stakes.
Coach, you have experience in Game 7. What do you think about closeout Reds, and what's your thought on that?
Closeout?
Red jerseys, closeout red jerseys.
We're in red. Oh, I have no idea. If that gets it done, I'm all for it. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Spo, obviously you have a lot of experience in the playoffs, big wins, big losses, but for you personally, how will you kind of avoid a negative swing after a game like this?
It's easy for me. Like, I'm not on social media or anything. I just lock in the next 48 hours. I told the team to do the same. Let's just rally around each other. These are emotional games, and things can swing. In that Game 7, like the pressure can go back and forth in Game 7s, quite a bit, and we're not going anywhere.
What is Jimmy just dealing with and pushing through physically at this point in the postseason, and how much of those next 48 hours are just about him?
No, he's
the
going to be good to
recovery part
go.
of it.
He's good to go. When I talk about our team's competitive will, we're following, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Their will is incredible. If you're a basketball aficionado, the aesthetics might not always be, perfect, but you have to admire this competitive spirit out of this group. So let us get back to our cave. We'll get on that bird tomorrow and gather ourselves and get ready for this Game 7. All right?
Yeah, I think Jimmy and Bam ended up going a combined 9 of 37 from the field.
I don't give a damn what they shot.
I guess,
We're up. We're up 1. We may win this thing as ugly as it's ever been done. I don't care. What guys shoot. It's the competitive will that I'm talking about, and those guys are going to bring it on. It's playoffs, so I have no idea what the day is, but I guess Monday. All right? That good? Thank you.
Coach, over here. You guys are on the verge of making history and a historic comeback. What are the steps you're taking between now and Monday to guarantee that your team is going to stay in focus and you will succeed on Monday?
I mean, there is no guarantee. We just have to understand why we're still alive, and the mindset doesn't shift. And so you just can't relax.
What'd you draw up there on that final play, and how do you play with that? Was Derek to see that opening and cut to the rim to go for that offensive rebound?
Yeah, really just tried to get it to a spot where we can take 1 or 2 dribbles and get a shot, and they did a good job of denying with the inbounder, which is always a hard read. But at the end of the games like that, our guys talk about just crashing at the end of the game, giving it a chance, and D. White made a great play. Smart made a great play getting open to get a shot off, and D. White made a great play.
Joe, what went through your mind? Did you know it was good?
I had no idea. No.
What went through your mind when it was ruled?
We're not.
Nothing?
Game 7.
Coach, how would you describe the personality of this team? I mean, you were down 3-0. It seemed like you guys, from what we saw on the court, you seemed a little disconnected. All of a sudden, you come together and you force a Game 7. How would you describe the personality of your club?
Yeah, they're just resilient. I've said it throughout the year. That's one of the best locker rooms I've ever been a part of. It starts with them. They have a togetherness. They have a connectivity. And, they just, at the hardest times, they, stick by each other. And they've done that for a long time. And so credit to them.
Joe, you talk about three-point shooting. You shot 20%, outscored by 21 at the three-point line. How do you pull off a win when there's that big of a disparity for you guys?
Just figure it out. Just make plays. Each guy on that team just made plays down the stretch. And, obviously you have to have some luck on your side. They missed some open shots. We missed some open shots. But you just got to stay in the fight and make the next best play you can. And I thought each guy on the team did that.
Joe, you guys were up 10 with about 4 minutes left. What did you see over that stretch there where you went about 0 for 6 over the next string of possessions there?
I saw all 6 bricks. They went zone, slowed us down a little bit. We got some really good looks. Just didn't make them, but we kept chipping away at it. I liked just the resiliency that the guys played with. We had some opportunities to crash. We did that, and just resiliency from the guys. So that's it.
You said looking at Game 7, we got to remember what got us here. How did you guys get here? Only 4 teams in NBA history have even forced to Game 7 down 0-3.
Faith, love, togetherness, physicality, belief, hope, all those things combined. But it starts with the locker room. So those guys had a choice to make, and they chose to believe in each other.
Joe, you've remained incredibly steady throughout this entire series, and the team has continued to re-emphasize locking in and being together. So how do you feel like the tone that you set here allows the team to not panic in these huge moments?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And so I think we just feed off each other in that standpoint of these are the circumstances, and what do we have to do to figure it out? And it starts with them. And so each one of those guys, like I said, goes into a different level of who they are as a person and as a player, and starts with them in the locker room.
Joe, obviously Derek White had the game-winning offensive rebound, but you had a few key offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter. Just what's it say about these guys that even when the shots aren't falling, they're finding ways to kind of keep possessions alive and give themselves a chance?
I mean, that was always the question, right? Like, what happens when we don't shoot the ball well? And I think the guys buying into those corner crashing opportunities is what gave us a chance. And I think those things are important. And we had some of that in Game 5, and then, we had some more of that tonight.
Joe, what did you make of the activity and presence of your bigs, Al Horford and Robert Williams tonight?
Those two guys, they don't probably get enough credit. They're just, staples for us on both ends of the floor. And when they play with the level of physicality and presence for us, we're a different team. And, there's a bunch of guys on our team that have different gifts, that they bring to the table outside of basketball. And Al and Rob are two guys that bring a sense of joy and just bring a sense of steadiness. And so we really rely on them for that. Thank you.